Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. People living in a Yellowknife apartment building say they've been dealing with sewage leaking into the building's basement for weeks. Some say the smell has caused health issues, disrupted their sleep, and forced them to wear masks. They say they raised the issue with their landlord, Northview REIT, but it's taken weeks for it to be dealt with. The CBC's Luke Carroll reports.
On Wednesday, the building behind me was a different sight. There were hoses coming out of the basement, pumping sewage into several trucks. The inside of the building smelled like sewage, and it's been like this for weeks.
And every night, this really putrid smell comes about, and it's really hard to sleep.
Although the basement was drained on Wednesday, this is the second time in 2 months it's needed to be pumped out. Stephen Holland has lived there for about 14 years. He says every spring there is a smell, but this year is different.
During the day, the building heats up, all the concrete on the foundation. As it cools down at night, the heat escapes from the building, comes out the vents you see on the side, and in the middle of the night, you'll wake up just choking from the fumes.
Tenants say it's hard to eat or sleep because of the smell. Holland's son even needed eye drops because of it. For Diane Taylor, she started wearing a mask, and even that wasn't enough.
And I got headaches. I've been getting headaches. I have early signs of emphysema. That doesn't help my lungs. And we got little toddler kids in this building. Little kids, there's kids here.
All the tenants say they've reached out to the building's owner, Northview, about the smell multiple times. Gallant says he reached out as long as a month ago, but the smell persisted, and nothing was done until Wednesday. As for what led to the sewage in the basement, the tenants believe it has to be some sort of a leak. CBC News reached out to Northview about the sewage, about what caused it and why it took so long to address, but didn't receive a response by deadline. Luke Carroll, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Investigators in the fatal plane crash near Fort Simpson, Northwest Territories last month say they've now recovered most of the wreckage. Wildfires that threatened the community delayed that work, but now the Transportation Safety Board of Canada says it's recovered the aircraft with the exception of 3 critical pieces, the left wing and the horizontal and vertical stabilizers. The TSB says now a crucial part of the investigation is finding those pieces.
Right now, one could say we only have 50% of the information. So if an aircraft comes apart in flight and you have a wing separate or the tail section separate, we have this portion of the fracture surface, but this portion we don't. And to understand completely, or as best we can, how the aircraft came apart, we need both pieces to understand the method or the reason for the in-flight separation. It's not ideal to only have half the information. That's another way of putting it.
Lee expects crews to start looking for those missing pieces in about 10 days. That will include using sonar underwater detection, as well as a diver to explore the lake near the crash. The crash happened on June 24th. It killed wildland firefighters Ryan Beck and Olivier Lamy and pilot Robert McLeod. Early evidence indicates the plane may have fallen apart mid-flight. The wildfire that was threatening Wrigley, Northwest Territories is holding. This comes as people from the community get ready to head home. They've been evacuated since June 29th, but yesterday that evacuation order was downgraded to an evacuation alert, and fire officials say the chances of that changing back to an order are very small. NWT fire officials say that fire and the one that forced people in Fort Simpson to evacuate earlier this summer are still being monitored. Crews are using drone scanners to look for hotspots, and they are suppressing some areas. For more on heading back to Wrigley, how people are feeling, and what they can expect, here's Pedzaki First Nation Chief Jamie Moses.
Oh, well, pretty excited there and glad to have everybody home. It's been a long ordeal, so it was getting to the point where everyone's getting a little testy, and we're really definitely missing home. So it's really welcome news that the order was downgraded to an alert. There'll be some smoke for a while, but in the overall, I think they'll see when they get home that there's a lot of protections now. There's a lot of new fire guards and a lot of fuel being removed from the town. And in the future, there's going to be a lot more being removed. So that's the only thing that they're going to really see that's different. Well, it's one of those things, definitely lessons can be learned. I think it was just I think it was just a matter of a few different things compounding the issue. Definitely Simpson was an issue getting supplies around. I know they had their equipment, but we also had crews and helicopters that were supposed to be meant for Wrigley. But like I said, it just we waited too long, and then we couldn't get around it, and then things got worse, right? So and then the break got longer. So like I said, going forward, I think in this day and age, the fires we need to treat them a little bit differently because they're burning deep, burning longer, and more intensity. Just don't monitor them and let them grow, especially if they're new communities and especially communities that haven't had a fire in a long time. It's just the threats are just too great now. So like I said, climate change is here. To the members, thank you for your patience. I know it was tough, but we got through this. And like I said, there's lots of silver linings, lots of things that came out of this that were good. So we can look forward to that there. But I hope everyone gets in settled. Anybody wants to head to Hay River this weekend to go play hand games, we'll help with the registration. But, just to the firefighters and their cooks, the support staff, they were real heroes and they came to help us. So we couldn't express how grateful we are to them. At the briefings, I mentioned how grateful we were, but, we really are. So I really want to thank them. ECE, MACA, we all work together. And like I said, there's lessons to be learned, but at the end of the day, there was no structures lost. Nobody got hurt. So thankful for that. And like I said, it's moving forward. If there's information we can share and help grow from this, because it's going to be an ever-present problem.
That was Pedzaki First Nation Chief Jamie Moses. Fire officials say crews still have structure protections in place as a precaution. They say there are more than 200 wildfires burning in the Northwest Territories and that most are out on the land away from communities. A correction to yesterday's story about Wrigley's evacuation order being lifted. We said essential workers evacuated the community on July 19th. In fact, essential workers evacuated on July 18th. An ongoing retrial in the Northwest Territories has heard final submissions from the Crown and defense. Zach Lafferty is accused of killing 17-year-old Dejan Drybones in Betchacon in 2023. Devin Trudinik reports.
Crown prosecutor Brennan Green told jurors on Thursday there's no such thing as a simple murder case, but this one isn't so complicated. He says Lafferty was with a group of people, including Drybones, on the night he was stabbed. At some point, Lafferty got into a fight with one of the witnesses and had his phone taken. Green says Lafferty later confronted Drybones about this and stabbed him. But questions remain. Police never found a murder weapon, nor did they find any DNA evidence that would indicate Lafferty returned to the scene where Drybones was stabbed. Both points defense lawyer Kimberly Ariel used in her final submission. The jury is expected to begin their deliberations tomorrow. Devin Trudinik, CBC News, Yellowknife.
3 power outages in as many days in Yellowknife, Deda, and Delo. The Northwest Territories Power Corporation says the outages were independent of each other, but they all resulted from issues at the Snare Rapids hydro plant. Tuesday's outage happened after the Yellowknife grid was suddenly overwhelmed. The power company says it's not sure why there was an increase in demand. Wednesday's outage happened when crews were trying to fix a water control issue, which ultimately tripped the feeders to Yellowknife. And Thursday's early morning outage was because of a suspected lightning strike at the Snare Rapids hydro plant. The outages ranged from a few minutes to a few hours. Yukon News is shifting to a Friday-only print schedule. The long-standing community newspaper previously published multiple times a week. This follows another northern newspaper also scaling back production. Last week, the Yellowknifer announced it would cease printing its weekend edition and move to a Wednesday-only print schedule. Fewer printed newspapers is a trend across the country. The CBC's Alexa Mackay has more on what happens next for Yukon News.
The newspaper, owned by Black Press, made the announcement on the paper's front page. Publisher and general manager Kevin Siniza says the decision was based on the paper's available data.
We're not moving down, we're upgrading. We're looking at the numbers, and that's what we followed, what the readers want based on our surveys, based on our advertising revenue as well.
Sinisa says the newspaper will look to hire more reporters and sales representatives, as well as implement a new page layout and upgraded print quality. Mike Thomas served as a photographer and publisher for the Yukon News for about 25 years. He says cutting the Wednesday edition is a strategic move.
You have to adapt to the times, change with it, and if you have to make drastic changes to keep yourself relevant and more committed to the community, then these are changes that you have to do, and you have to be positive about it. You just can't be bemoaning how things were way in the past.
This change follows shifts to local media across Canada. Here in the Yukon, the White Horse Star shuttered in 2024. And in Yellowknife, Black Press's Yellowknifer also recently scaled back to one paper edition per week. But not everyone sees Yukon News' change as a loss.
If they can't afford, I'd rather have one paper than no paper. I'm not computer literate, so I miss out on a lot of things.
If you publish a paper in a small town like this and you're doing it 3 times a week, you're writing the same thing over again.
The change, it wouldn't change a lot for the reason I would buy the paper. It can still give the same amount of news. Maybe they'll learn to put the solutions for the crossword puzzles on a different page so the one on the same page as the crossword puzzle.
Sinisa says the Yukon News is building a stronger paper. Daily coverage will continue across its newsletters and website. Alexa Mackay, CBC News, Whitehorse.
A recount is happening tonight for the new chief of Delaunay Northwest Territories. Voters cast their ballots on Wednesday, but the results were too close to call. The chief electoral officer says people can watch the recount at the Delaunay Cultural Centre starting at 7 p.m. tonight. 2 candidates are running for chief. Incumbent Danny Gaudette, a former chief negotiator for the self-government agreement, and Kirk Dolphus, a director of public works for the Delaunay-Gautineau government. The community has had a self-government agreement for a decade. Today is Salmon Day in Carcross, Yukon. It's co-hosted by 3 Yukon First Nations. The day celebrates salmon as citizens fight to protect and bolster the population. Due to historically low population numbers, citizens have given up their right to harvest salmon. They hope to protect and bolster the population. But even without the salmon harvest, people are still coming together.
And the day is about celebrating connection with salmon, even though at the moment, as I'm sure everyone is aware, there are very few salmon in the Yukon River, to the point where fishing is not permitted right now. And so we're trying to celebrate the ways that we still can connect with salmon and enjoy salmon and enjoy each other's company without fishing being a part of that.
People up in the Yukon are not going to be fishing for 7 years, the king salmon. I think that's a positive step, but I think myself, that's not the... We need to think about the root of the problem. The problem is that dam and the salmon not getting to their spawning grounds.
You mean the White Horse Dam?
Yes. We live in a time in history where we have all kinds of technology and there's no need to dam up rivers to have power.
Salmon Day was marked with educational displays, a dance performance, and a salmon filleting contest. This is the 3rd year for the event.
My name is Mayor Powder. I'm the host of Inuit Unikangit, a CBC North podcast. Over the past 2 years, I've discovered more interesting stories about resistance, travel, and the supernatural. I'm excited to share them with you. Listen to new episodes on CBC Listen or wherever you get your podcasts.
A claims program for harmed Canadians has begun as a result of a landmark tobacco settlement. If you smoked regularly before November 20th, 1998, and were diagnosed with lung cancer, throat cancer, emphysema, or COPD, you may qualify for a significant payment. To learn more, call 888-482-5852 or go to tobaccoclaimscanada.ca.
A career, a pathway to your future, and CBC is offering you the first step. Indigenous Pathways is a development opportunity for budding First Nations, Inuit, and Métis journalists. For details, visit cbc.ca/pathways.
Sulong to serve.
She possesses a raw talent that can't be taught. I'll be with you every step of the way. First Aborigine to play on the centre court of Wimbledon.
Don't let anyone tell you you're not good enough.
I won't. What the hell is going on? You're here to play tennis. Watch out for him.
Tennis can't be the only thing that I love.
Yvonne Goolagong is one match point away from winning a Wimbledon crown.
Goolagong on CBC Gem.
Wildfire burn areas may look devastating at first glance, but if you stop to look closely, you'll find they're actually full of life. A new podcast from the Yukon government takes you inside the charred forests to discover what lies within and learn about why wildfires are important. The podcast series is called Yukon Wildlife and Wildfire, and it's produced and co-hosted by Karen McCaw. We spoke earlier. Karen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me where the idea for this podcast came from.
Well, actually, the Department of Environment has had a brochure about wildfire for maybe 20 years now, and it was focused on fires on the North Klondike Highway, kind of in this fire belt area. And it's a really interesting brochure, but of course we know the forest changes, and so it's a little bit outdated now. And it's actually my colleague and co-host in the podcast who decided, oh, maybe we, instead of just doing another brochure, we try a different product, that's something that people can listen to as they're actually traveling Yukon's highways and actually see with their own eyes how these forests have been changed by fire and how they're growing back.
I mean, that's a really good segue into my next question, which is to ask you what you have seen with your own eyes as you've entered some of these burn areas. What are some of the things you've discovered?
We visited forests at different stages post-fire. So the first one we went into is the 2023 Takini Bridge Fire, which is west of Whitehorse. And at the time, it was just 2 years old, that area. So it still looked very black, charred, standing dead trees. And sort of when you see these areas at first, they can kind of look apocalyptic or like a dead zone. And then you look closely and you see elk tracks and you see places where pine cone seeds have opened up and bulls are coming in to eat those. So it's like if you just look a little bit closer, you can see that, oh, actually, like the earth isn't dead. There's things growing there and it's attracting animals. And then as we visited other forests in different stages of succession, we'd see how the habitat is changed, how the trees have changed and the shrubs, and how that attracts different wildlife and creates different habitats. So it was neat that everywhere we went, we were seeing just different places that would attract wildlife.
Well, we're talking about burn areas as well. They can be a precarious area just because the trees, you know, are quite fragile. So what precautions were you taking when you were in these burn areas just to make sure that you were all keeping safe?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually talking to my colleague, Tyler, for the podcast, I think in episode 2. He's a ungulate biologist. And so when they do moose surveys, you know, he points out that not every burn is the same. Some lots of standing dead trees, and others just look like pickup sticks where there's just chaos everywhere. And potentially a forest like that, you know, especially in a windstorm, might be more volatile. So the forest that when we went into the Takini Bridge Fire, we went on a non-windy day, and it wasn't really a concern. We didn't see a lot of other tree fall, or we didn't have the worry about that. As always, when we head into these areas, we do take bear spray as a precaution, but for the most part, we just sort of stayed aware.
And what's something that's really surprised you that you learned while you've been making this series, Karen?
Some of it is just the little stuff. I was able to visit a fire with Jill Johnstone, who's an ecologist who actually specializes in post-fire succession, so how forests grow back after fire. And she would just point out things that I might have never noticed, like these little mosses that were growing back 1 year after a fire, and then this tiny spruce tree that was maybe an inch tall after 1 year, and then this aspen tree that was already chest high after 1 year. So just seeing the differences between how these things grow and what that means kind of in the bigger picture. And then the thing that came up repetitively was actually the red squirrel, because there's a certain habitat that red squirrels like, and around many northern communities we're familiar with white spruce forests, which is where you see a lot of red squirrels because they love white spruce cone seeds. But we just saw the red squirrel everywhere. It's a very versatile animal. So there was one time when we're like, hey, we're probably not going to see a red squirrel here because it's not ideal habitat. And then 30 seconds later, we hear it call. So there was always surprises. Animals move around. They move through different habitats. And yeah, once you start looking and listening, there's always lots of things to see and be surprised about.
That actually is really hopeful to me, because when you drive past these large burn areas, now I'm thinking of in the Northwest Territories, we also had a unprecedentedly rough season in 2023. There are these huge areas of burn that look quite desolate, but animals are familiar with this. They know what to do and they know where to go. And so there's hope there. I mean, with that being said, what do you hope people take away from your podcast?
Yeah, I mean, that's such a good point that we do see these areas and they look quite devastated. And also, a wildfire is very serious for humans. So what we want people to take away is that actually wildfire is necessary for the boreal forest. Once the boreal forest gets to a certain age, it becomes less productive, it becomes less useful for wildlife. So the boreal forest relies on fire to give it a reset and to start over again. So we want people to just, I guess, recognize like the ecological benefits of fire, and just kind of have that curiosity about like what's growing and what's moving and what's living in these areas. And then hopefully people can kind of be more alert for wildlife as well when they're traveling through these areas.
Okay, and you have 3 episodes out now. How many episodes will be in this season and how often are they going to be released?
So we have 5 episodes in this season, and 4 are all ready to go. So our 4th episode will come out next Wednesday. Our 5th episode is still a work in progress, but it should be out within the coming weeks. And then after that, we'll see. We hope people maybe get in touch and tell us what they think and what they're interested in hearing about, and then hopefully we can produce more. We'd love to do that.
Well, I'd love to listen to more, so I'm really excited to hear the rest of the episodes. And I want to thank you so much for this conversation today, Karen. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it too.
The Moose Hide Gathering is underway this hour near Dawson City, Yukon. The multi-day gathering is hosted by the Chondakwetchin First Nation. The CBC's Marissa Mayer is there. She joins us now live. So Marissa, what's planned over the next few days?
Well, there is a lot planned here. It's all about protecting the culture and passing on the culture. Right now, there is the first feast of the 3 nights that we're going to be here. So behind me, there are people lined up for the feast. And earlier today, there was an opening ceremony. At the opening ceremony, a sacred fire was lit. There was lots of speeches. And then the Han singers welcomed everybody in with their song and their dance. Over the next few days, there are workshop tents, lots of different cultural workshops happening. There will be vendors for lots of different small Indigenous businesses and artists so people can buy things. There's merch, of course. And yes, many performances. Different paddlers coming in from Nacho-Naigdan. The Carcross Tagish First Nation paddlers already got here today as well. So yeah, I think that the biggest thing happening here at Moose Hide is just sharing culture, sharing stories, and people connecting with this land that has meant so much to so many people throughout different occupations throughout time. The most recent that makes this land very special was around the gold rush, when the community retreated here to get away from the threats to the culture there, and they were able to protect a lot of stories and a lot of culture. So yeah, thank you very much, Megan.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Marissa. That's the CBC's Marissa Mayer live at the Moose Hide Gathering near Dawson City, Yukon. And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.